You say home is where the heart is. I say home is where it's hardest. While you were getting groceries at Target, we were in the garden, hoping for a harvest. You were on a school bus, mad because your shoes scuffed. I was walking barefoot, heading to where school was. So everything's a blessing to me, cause I lived through situations that you never seen, man. I'm used to sleeping on mats made of coconut leaves, dreaming of night lights that weren't kerosene lamps. And now, every morning when I open up my eyes, I look up and see my destiny just floating in the sky. Dear mama, I'm focused on my grind. I'ma make the world let your sun in. Open up the blinds, see I'm ready to shine on everything tomorrow brings. Yeah, my mind's on bigger things. Yeah, my mind's on bigger things. While you're busy complaining about your blessings, I ain't even stressing. My mind's on bigger things.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of Rendezvous with Leanne. I am your host, Leanne, and tonight on the show, it's quite exciting. I have with me the very talented, the very popular right now, Jay Lieasi, aka Prote-J. How are you?
I'm great,
Thank you for coming on the show.
Oh, absolutely. Thanks for having me. Yeah.
No worries. So listen, tell us a little bit about yourself. You know, a lot of Papua New Guineans only hear your music, and you're pretty new to the scene. So tell us about yourself. Who is Prote-J?
Prote-J. Well, now Jay Lieasi is a kid from Sioux. You know, I grew up in Millen Bay. I was born in the States, immediately moved to the village. So I went to school there. You know, I went to school in Alatau. Basically got my whole music start in church, you know, playing in church. Started playing the guitar when I was 7. So at CLC Church, Alatau is basically home base. And then from there, when I was about 12, I moved back to the US, adjusted to American culture. You know, my dad is from Washington, D.C., and my mom is from Millen Bay. So yeah, just had a huge culture shock, you know, go and adjust coming from village life and living simple and fishing and, you know, that was what we did for fun. And then I went to the States and everything was completely different, mindset, lifestyle. So adjusting to that, but yeah, I started listening to hip hop a lot. I got introduced to it, and I pretty much fell in love and started working on my craft, producing music, started rapping more, getting involved in talent shows, things like that. And eventually, you know, when I went to college, I went to college at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. So oddly enough, it's the #1 school in the world for aviation. I wanted to be a pilot initially.
Oh, wow, okay.
But I switched my major, just went to aviation business. When I graduated, I did music full time. So like, had nothing to do with music. Yeah. But it was, I mean, you know, the experience was priceless, the education I got.
So back to your family life, how did your mom, a woman from Alatau, meet your dad?
Well, my mom, she was studying in the States. She went and did a study abroad program. I think she got her master's in Maryland, you know, in the States. So that's how they met. And then they had me in Los Angeles. So I was born in LA, but then we just moved back home and straight to the village, you know. So there, my grandmother taught me how to speak Sioux. So I still speak it now, you know, and yeah, that, you know, I was blessed because I had the opportunity to like experience every type of education system. I went to Alatau International School. I also went to Red Hill Primary School. And before I left, I went out to the village, Savaya, you know, and I went to school there. So, you know, it was really, really good contrast of all those and then going back to the States. And
yeah, I mean, it's a pretty colorful background you have. I mean, straight from the hustle and bustle of the city back to a tropical island. I mean, like, it must be really different, but, you know.
To me, I'm blessed, you know, like just that experience alone and just being able to appreciate where I come from and my beginnings and then being exposed to this whole new world and this platform and
So, I mean, you're Jay Lieasi now, so you don't want to be mentioned or you don't really want to be known as Prote-J anymore.
Yeah, I mean, Prote-J will always be like a nickname, you know, just officially I'm going by Jay Lieasi simply because that's my real name. And Lieasi is also a Sioux word, you know, it means to blossom. So it's my middle name, and yeah, I just wanted something that, as I put out more music and my plans for the global music industry, is to just put out music that can resonate with anyone, anywhere in the world, but have a very direct correlation to PNG. You know, when people see Jay Lieasi, they know that, oh, this kid's from PNG, you know, not, so always carrying that with me. So that's why Prote-J was just something made up, a nickname that stuck through high school and everything. But Jay Lieasi is definitely who I am.
My destiny just flowing in the sky, dear mama. I'm focused on my grind. I'ma make the world let your sun in. Open up the blinds, see I'm ready to shine.
You talk about carrying your culture and your background with you. I mean, how important is PNG and the PNG culture to you?
It's everything, you know. I mean, being what I think the most culturally diverse country in the world, you know, to be so small, all the languages and everything. And yeah, I think that's what makes it so unique, you know. And we're just such an amazing people, you know. So different, so unique. And it's just a lot of pride with that, you know. Like when people ask me where I'm from, I can't wait to tell them, you know, and explain, because they're always so intrigued, you know, they lean in. They want to know more, and that's because of just how amazing we are. And you know, there's so much talent here. There's so much that we have to offer to the world. So that's pretty much my goal as an artist, is to make music that really kind of goes along with that same principle. People to see like, wow, this guy's making this type of music, and he's from Papua New Guinea, you know. So yeah, definitely just want to promote it.
So when you tell people about Papua New Guinea, I mean, do they know where?
Very little, very little, hardly ever. Most of them think it's in Africa, you know. But yeah, hardly ever. So it's always a good opportunity for me to kind of delve into that a little more. And yeah, but they're always so intrigued, and just the background and everything. It gives me an edge on everyone too in the States, because when I'm doing music and I'm working with different artists, you know, I mean, none of them can say they were raised in, you know, a developing country. And just the whole background culture that I bring, you know, even when the sound through lyrics. Now I'm experimenting more with more traditional instruments and incorporating them into like modern hip hop. So I'm really excited for like just that sound and that direction that we're taking.
So you have the best of both worlds. Your inspiration, where do you draw it from?
I mean, just family, my life here, you know. That's truly what gives me my inspiration. But as far as like musicians, artists like Kanye West, Timbaland, Pharrell, you know, they're all well-renowned artists and producers, but they all have their own unique style, you know. So that's pretty much what I want to take to it. You know, I don't want to just be some just like a forgettable sound or producer. You know, my goal is to cement a legacy and to be known as one of the best in the world.
So sort of like Kanye has sort of roots, you know, and pays tribute to Africa?
Yeah. I mean, pays tribute to that, and also he grew up in Chicago, so you know, everything from how he talks to just the style that he does is very Chicago-ish, you know. The U.S. has very segmented markets, you know, so like hip hop in different regions sounds different, you know, East Coast, West Coast, the South, whatever, Chicago, Midwest. So it's kind of like PNG, you know, if you Highlands music or, you know, here, Central, whatever, there's different sounds. Same thing with that. So, I mean, through his music, through his style, he's able to promote where he's from. And that's kind of what I want to do as well, you know, promote PNG, promote Millen Bay, and really all of PNG. I mean, I'm so intrigued by all the different sounds from different regions, just getting the backstory behind that. It's helping me reconnect more, you know, with where I'm from, and there's so much I still don't know about PNG, and there's so much to learn. So I'm spending more time in the country, just educating myself more on that. Yeah.
Money talks, friends listen. Money hush, friends missing. Who's real? Not you. Say you're different? Not true. You lied, we all do. Ourself is what we all choose. Please move, at my pace. Why am I impatient? This time wait. Life's short, live it up. What most show isn't love. Fake smiles, so depressing. Ask me what I wanna hear, then answer my question. This ain't forever, it's a temporary bond. Everyone has their own agenda, so whose schedule are we on? Words bluntly delivered, mind sharper than ever. Promise myself to never let another do me wrong. Told me nothing would change. Told me nothing would change. Told me nothing would change. But nothing's the same. 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 Nothing's.
Welcome back to the show. Now, Jay, that's an awesome cap you have on. The emblem on it. I mean, I've seen it around when it's about Prote-J or Jay Lieasi. What does it mean?
Yeah, well, it's basically like an abstract, cool, bird of paradise. So it's just another way for me to orient home, with myself. Yeah. Well, I have a graphic designer in the States that, I gave him a sketch of what I wanted to look like, and then they brought it to life.
In America, a lot of people don't know what the Kumul is. So how do you explain that to them?
I just had to show them a bunch of pictures, different things, and from there they drew their inspiration. So.
Do you have fans over there coming up to you and asking what that is?
Oh yeah, I mean the hats and everything are pretty popular. I'm trying to get them. I'm gonna bring them back to P&G, within the next month or so. It's just been.
I mean, I know a lot of people that are asking to have hats like that. Yeah, so you're not really selling them right now.
No, not in P&G yet, but I will. I will be for sure.
So let us know when they are.
Yeah, I will.
All right. Okay. So tell us what you think about the music industry in Papua.
I'm excited for it. I think it's growing at a really fast pace. It's evolving. I think more artists are now more comfortable with taking more risks, exploring themselves, their creative side more, pushing boundaries. P&G music doesn't have to be confined to what a traditional mindset of P&G music is. I mean, our music is so, like for us, it's tied so much into our culture and where we come from, that there's that element. And then now, as with the new generation moving forward, it's about preserving that, but also adding our own bit of like modern creativity or modern sound to what we already like. And P&G is so unique in the sense that we have so many of our sounds and instruments that are just unique to us. So just being able to use that and then just create, the artistic freedom to create what you want to create. So. For P&G music, I'm really excited for like where it's going, just the direction, and the artists, the quality of music is as more artists become more educated on different softwares and things like that, they're making better music, and the sound is just all around going up. So I think as artists continue to challenge themselves, be more creative, hold themselves to a higher standard, not like a P&G standard, but just a world standard. I think overall the entire sound and everything.
Is there something that you think would change with challenges that the music faces?
Yeah, that I would change? I think pretty much what we've already been trying to do is just make it more progressive. Like you always need, like the traditional sound and everything with P&G, that's forever going to be there because that's our identity. So it's basically just having, especially my generation and the younger people, make sure they have that appreciation for their culture and where they came from, understanding how important that is, and then fusing that with what they're listening to now, modern stuff, stuff they're listening to from overseas, and to be able to hold it up, and someone from anywhere can listen to a song from P&G and relate to it because it's just music. Music has no boundaries, So it doesn't matter where you're from or where you're at. So it's just, it's taking advantage of that in P&G and showing how unique our sound is, but being able to present it to a global audience.
Prote-J. Look, Baby girl, we gon' be fine. I gave them other girls deuces, peace signs, so you can tell everyone he's mine. I know playing you doesn't come with a rewind button, something I can't take back. Fast forward, you've been down since way back. So will I mess this up? Never. There's been no other pair like us ever. You the baddest, baby. I was lost, but I'm glad you saved me. It's yours, whatever you ask. You deserve trips to Paris in that Mercedes. You are fit to carry and have my baby. I'm getting carried away, you got me acting crazy. Tripping bad for my favorite lady. Now let me take you back to the place that made me, and that's PNG. Baby, we can roam in my homeland. I wasn't born a prince, but I'm heading for the throne as a grown man. One on one, not to nah. One time for my Suau people. Yawe do every door to God. Yawe de ina na ari na na otana.
Games, I mean, you were pretty much everywhere, you know, with the games theme song and all that. I mean, how was that whole feeling coming back to, you know, an event of this level?
It was amazing, you know. It was amazing, yeah. So basically just being at all the events, soaking up the atmosphere, you know, even receiving the honor of having the song that would be made official, you know. That was an honor in itself. And then to be just a part of all the events, you know, we did so many little public events even for the athletes. Like we went to like Calgary and Garrett, did a couple of performances there just for the people, and just being there and seeing their faces and seeing their pride. It was unbelievable. Definitely an unforgettable experience. But yeah, for me, you know, and that was kind of like the start of the direction that I wanted to take, you know, with the Team PNG anthem. That song is PNG through and through, but it sounds more modern and progressive. You know, like I used Kundu drums in the beat itself. It has 5 different local dialects. So we got Pidgin, Suau, Montu, Melpa, Nakanai. And yeah, I mean, we picked the 3 main languages, and then we added Nakanai and Suau because I speak Suau, Taz speaks Nakanai. And put all that into the song. Plus, we had 3 generations of artists, so, and all PNG artists. So, you know, myself, Taz, Adi G, Delmo. Then we had the Gunai Miros, which the Gunai Miros are a legendary Motuan band from like the late 60s, 70s. And I had 2 of the original singers come into the studio, so they actually sang on the song. Yeah, and then their children did the harmonies and everything, yeah. And then so the kids at the end, it's all like Gunai Miros family tree. Yeah, so I mean that was amazing.
So
and,
you were pretty involved in that song, would you say?
I produced the whole thing, so pretty much, yeah. I made the beat, and then I brought everyone together. You know, I knew exactly what I wanted it to sound like, and I think in total we had maybe 14 vocalists total who came and added vocals to it, and you know, it has that more upbeat feel, and then towards the end it was kind of like just me adding my own personal flavor. You know, I switched gave it more of like a modern hip hop feel, just to touch on my personal style. And yeah, I mean overall I was really happy with how it came out.
I mean, it's really, really good. Yeah, really catchy, impressive song. Delma Vinay, I mean, she's, well, MTV, basically a product of MTV through our show Vocal Fusion. How was it like working with her? I mean, I know
it was good. You know, she's a great talent. She was just very open, always eager to just soak up, you know, learn. And yeah, it was good. You know, we got in the studio, got her singing, and it all flowed really well. You know, she fit right into what we were doing, so it was definitely a great experience. Yeah.
What did you think of the ceremony?
I loved it. Yeah, I loved it, man. We were there, you know, so watching it from the grandstand, just, oh my God, the colors, the culture, everything blew me away. And then, you know, for me, my highlight was when Team PNG came on stage and they're playing my song, you know, and just to see like how it fit with that whole moment, it was priceless, you know. We were jumping up and down in the stands, singing everywhere, just so proud. So yeah, it was incredible. Opening was, yeah, amazing.
So what does the future hold for Jay Lieasi?
Man, so much. Basically, I'm planning to put out a couple more singles for the PNG market specifically. Just really want to, get more songs out there to relate to the real, what I consider like true popular getting, which is like our grassroots segment, which makes up most of our country. So I want them to know that this is my home too. I'm from here. I don't just make music for people outside or whatever. So it's about focusing in on them, and then I'm working on an EP as well to put out towards the end of the year, which I'll put out, everywhere globally. But it's gonna have a lot of PNG in it. Just my sound in general moving forward. That's the whole transition to Jay Lieasi, is to incorporate PNG into my sound, but still maintain who I am as an artist. So for the future, man, I mean, the pretty much I have so many goals. It's hard to start, but at the very least, like I said, I want to be known as an artist that can be mentioned in the same light as Timbaland's and Pharrell's and Kanye's. I want people to say Jay Lieasi and to be able to stand up to those names, and at the very least, like to say this guy's from PNG, but he has a Grammy for making, world-class music. And that's my goal, it's just to really, through my personal accomplishments, to really put PNG on that standard and show everyone here that, just because you're from a small village or wherever, it doesn't mean that you can't compete with anyone anywhere, And yeah, that's the focus.
So there's a lot of young artists out there, young people that look up to you and think of you as a role model. What can you say to them? What can you to inspire them?
Honestly, it all starts with that self-belief. I think to all the artists out there watching, it's about having that confidence in yourself and knowing that as long as you put the time in, the work into your craft. It's about the mentality. Like, no one is going to give you anything. No one's going to hand. The days of like making a demo and people developing you into something and handing you whatever are over. The internet has changed that forever. So I think for all artists at home, just understand that like you have to discipline yourself and put in all the work. You have to find creative ways to work on your craft, perfect it. Don't be okay with just something that sounds all right. Always push yourself to make something better. And I think once more people adopt that mentality, it'll trickle into everything you do. It comes from like your work ethic, from the attitude towards how you approach your craft, whether it be music or anything. Just that level of work, level of discipline, showing up on time to things, staying an hour later at rehearsal, showing up an hour earlier. All those little factors that separate the okay artist from the great artist. I think if more people adapt that mentality, then all of us, all the musicians, the level just rises because everyone is operating with that mindset. So, yeah.
I hear aditiri, I hear sonoga, body my gamagariti, I be no ha, ina amma huya ete, ina amma huya, ina amma huya ete. We represent from sun up to sundown. That's Alatau to Vanimo, from Daru to KBA, Lorengao to Kokopo, Kimbe to Buka. Every day we look up and thank the Lord for where we stay. This is why we play. Mi hama mas tu mas, mi hama mas, mi hama mas tu mas, mi hama mas, mi hama.
Welcome back to the show. Now, Jay, this segment is called the Rapid Fire Round. Now, a lot of our viewers really look forward to this because they want to see how fast you can answer or what you have to say. So basically, I'll be asking you random questions, just a number of random questions, and you just hit me back with the first thing that comes into your mind. Okay? All right. So it's fun, so don't take it too seriously.
No worries.
Okay, first question. My strength is my...
Family.
My greatest inspiration is...
Family.
The one thing I like in my life is...
The one thing I like... Oh, there's so much that I like about my life.
No, the one thing I lack in my my life.
Oh,
yeah.
I lack.
Yeah.
Okay, the one thing I lack. Man, this is supposed to be rapid fire. This is I guess that's really hard. Because honestly, like I take every day like I have everything. You know what I mean? Just that mentality. I wouldn't say I'm lacking everything, but there's a lot that I want to gain as well. You know.
All right. Okay. Fair enough, I guess. My greatest possession is
My guitar.
you play the guitar.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What is an idea that changed your life?
I can do anything. You know. Yeah. As a
Okay.
village kid. Yeah, that changed my life
right.
for sure.
Who is your favorite PNG artist?
I'm a little biased, but you know, I've just had a chance to work like Dottie G. I'd say for now, you know, the greats, the Telek,
Yeah.
you know, for sure, but just more current, you know, yeah, for sure.
What is your favorite place in the world? Now you don't have to have been there, but
It's definitely P&G, of course, Millen Day, you know, without a doubt. Born on
No
Rhode
bias,
Island.
right?
Yeah, no bias. But I'd say a close second though is Paris, France. Yeah, when I got to live there and unbelievable, I was blown away by the culture. So that's a close second. Yeah.
a product that you would endorse? Any product.
Anything that goes along with supporting creativity and that drive. Yeah.
A PNG artist you think is controversial and why?
Controversial.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who's in the headlines for the wrong reasons, basically.
I don't really see that a lot in PNG. Yeah, maybe I just haven't been exposed to it, if that's a thing.
Okay.
But I really haven't seen any. Yeah.
One thing that you have that your contemporaries don't. Now here's a part where you can boast or, you know.
I mean, outside of PNG, it's the fact that I have PNG and that upbringing, you know. And in PNG, I have kind of like that experience from being in the States to really help everyone push themselves more.
React in one word to the following. People who comment negatively about you.
Don't matter.
Okay.
It's irrelevant. You know, you focus your energy on what's positive, and as long as you're doing what's true to yourself, it doesn't matter.
Okay, last question. An unforgettable pickup line used on you or that you've used on someone?
Ooh, unforgettable pickup lines, man. Dun, dun, dun. I'm not really a pickup line kind of guy, you know. I'm pretty straightforward. And as far as used on me, dang, there's so many little stories.
The best one, most. The one you still remember.
Oh man.
Come on, it's rapid fire.
Yeah, I guess we can. I have no idea. I have no idea off the top of my head. Yeah, might get me in trouble too a little bit. So
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Thank you for being such a great sport. That was an amazing round of rapid fire. Thank you once again, Jay, for coming on the show, taking your time out to speak to me and my audience.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
No worries. That was Rendezvous with Jay Lieasi, aka Prote-J. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I will see you in the next episode of Rendezvous. Good night.